try that one more time. Mark Lindahl, 7 laps, 911 GT3 RS, Dave instructing. All right, go ahead. Just turned off on us for a second.
I'm going to be auto.
Auto? Yeah, perfect. That's in a Porsche, that's just fine. So yeah, and then just, mirrors your mind, you drive. This is the 3rd car by now. Same thing. If someone's going to pass you, I'll let you know. We'll kind of do what we need to get around people. The big thing with always just, when my hand's on the wheel, you're still in control. Please don't let go on me. So, basically, yeah, we get on track, get to a good amount of speed, double orange cones, the braking zones, just smooth and firm. I always tell people bounce around, just get a feel for it, We're going to be braking harder, and we will be able to brake later than those orange cones in quite a few places, but just get a feel so you can feel, how hard you can press, how much brakes it will give you when you're smooth and firm. This is a momentum car. It's a Porsche. We don't have that kind of ridiculous straight line speed the McLaren or the 88 will have, but we can corner faster. So, really focus on keeping that line. Slow down to that same green as you're turning in, easing off. Let the car sit flat and balanced. We're still releasing the brake into the corner, but it doesn't need to last for quite as long because Porsches, we sit 50-50. We aren't as rear heavy as the Ferrari, the McLaren, the Huracan. So just let that suspension just decompress, sit level and flat through the corner. Really focus on hitting your apexes, the shortest distance in the corner. Touch those red and white lines. Put a wheel on them every time. As soon as you do and you start straightening back out, that's when you start to accelerate. And then again, we're going to be carrying cornering speed. That's why we're good at here. So once you've hit those red and whites, make sure you're using the full width of the track. Really unwind that wheel. Let this thing straighten back out so we can get back to full throttle. And like I said, in theory, we're going to be carrying a ton of speed in corners. This car, again, doesn't have any real traction control systems I think going to step in, but it is way more drivable. So yeah, if you're too aggressive, of course, you can break it loose like anything, but it's not as slippery as the Huracan. It's not as jumpy as the McLaren. Just keep it fluid, stay smooth it, and this thing's a dream. You're gonna fall in love with it. If you're a Porsche guy, this is the one. This is the Porsche. My last piece of advice, with just doing car after car, obviously getting faster. This is easy to drive fast. We're gonna get there kind of right away. We're just gonna be kind of pushing the last little bit that takes the effort. So again,
Eddie Van Halen has his car.
Yeah. It's so funny the amount of celebrities have this car. Like any of the celebrities that are into driving have an RS. But same thing, just keep your eyes moving. We have great visibility on this thing. Just give yourself time to see, especially through the turns, because that's where we're cooking. Have a loose neck, really look around, see what's coming next. I know this car very well. I'm going to talk through it. We're going to have some fun. Do you have any last minute questions, concerns, worries, issues?
Braking was my...
And same thing, just, I was...
That what I was most, in my mind. So
yeah.
If it's going to be different, then I'll see what it's like when it's out there.
Exactly. And every car is going to be different. Even just, even if you drive this car tomorrow, maybe the brakes are a little more worn after a full day. Maybe they're not as hot. Things are going to fluctuate a little bit. So same thing, smooth and firm. If it's not slow enough, keep pressing down. The limit of brakes is lockup, when you lock the wheels. But I would rather you feel what lockup is than not brake enough and take enough track.
I think with the McLaren, I got to that edge.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a car you really can. It'll get you there very quickly. This one, you really got to mean it. But I mean, it is hard braking. This has big brakes for how small this car is. It slows down just fine. Here, if you're ready, sir, foot on the brake. We're going to start to pull out. Your wheels are straight. Just make the big left after the pull. Yeah. You're good. Do it on track. This doesn't help you learn. Get to that white line. Smooth, smooth. Don't slam on them. Just roll into it, because you need that pressure always. Good. When you're ready, nice and smooth, 8 out at the single green cone. Straight on out, start looking in, turning in. Single green, head straight towards it. Closer you get to it, the better. Just lift off the throttle, look in and steer. No brakes yet, because you're turning in really early. I'll tell you when you need to slow down. Use the track left, start to accelerate. Keep it left, and brake. Stay wide, start slowly releasing that brake. Ease all the way off it. Good. Keep turning in, apex right, look up to your exit, start to accelerate all the way out to the left edge. Keep it left all the way down this bit. Just smooth brakes. That's nice. Start slowly releasing. Ease off and turn in. Your brake release and hands need to move together. You're kind of doing one then the other. So lift off the throttle and steer. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Straighten out and accelerate. Back to that left edge. Brake smooth, eyes in, and just one motion. Look in and just keep those hands rotating, tighter to that green cone. Halfway out and accelerate. Hand up on the right. Lift, start turning in, accelerate straight. Light brakes, release that brake. Keep turning, nothing else, just steering. Tighter, tighter, tighter. You're on throttle when you're not supposed to be. If you throttle in the corner, it pushes you straight. Horsepower always wins. So turn first, touch that apex, then accelerate. Brakes, slew that green cone. Start slowly releasing all the way off that brake. Now touch the green cone, no throttle, just steering. Tighter, tighter, tighter. Now throttle out. See how much more track it's giving you? Very nice. Keep going and brake harder, way harder. Now slowly release. Because if you're not comfortable to come off that brake, you're not braking hard enough. That has to happen when you steer, so start turning. Smooth, keep turning, keep turning, keep turning. Now halfway out and accelerate. Keep it fluid. Brake light, stay wide. Now look in, out my window. What's coming next? There you go. See your apex. Look down the straightaway. Start to accelerate. There's a green cone up on the right. I'm already staring at it as you come up to it. Lift off the throttle. Look in and turn. Accelerate. Commit to it. Light brake. Turn your head. Ease off that brake. Look to the apex. Patience, patience, patience. Early. Just push it into the track too soon. Half a second of patience. Take a big breath. Scan that full corner where you want to go and brake. Stay left. Start slowly releasing. Touch the green cone first. Tighter, tighter. Try to knock it down. Now throttle out. All the way out. Beautiful apex. Keep accelerating. Stay left. Take a big breath. And brake. Good. Now start slowly releasing and turn in. Tighter, 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 tighter. Squeeze throttle. Hand up to the right. Lift off the throttle and start turning. Nice and smooth. To that second green cone. Now halfway out and accelerate. There you go. Way to use the track. Brake small. Stay wide. Just look in. You got room. If you stare at those rocks, it'll make you over brake. If you can look through and see how much room you've got, you will come out right. Lift, start turning in, slow hands, accelerate. We can always turn more if you're trying to get a little quick. Should be just one nice rotation to that green cone. Keep turning, because you're 15 feet off. 2 corners in 1. If you want the top speed, we gotta get that apex through the chicane. That's the line out of it. Stay wide, slowly release, all the way off that brake. Same thing, you're already trying to come back on throttle if it's ready for it. It means you're coming in too slow. So carry lighter braking for longer. Stay left, stay left, stay left. Left side of the track. Now brake, light. Start turning with the brakes and release fully. Right there, just turn. There you go. Now throttle. That's good momentum. Lift off the throttle and just steer. Slow hands and keep turning. Keep turning, keep turning. Halfway out and accelerate. Keep on the throttle, pushing. Very small brakes, just light pressure. Now eyes in and ease off. Now just keep turning your hands. Tighter, let it rotate. Tighter, tighter, tighter. Feel the understeer? You're throttling early. You're gonna slide off track. Lift off the throttle, turn in, apex left, accelerate straight. Light brakes, turn in, release the brake and just steer. No pedals, just steer. Take your time. Now throttle. See how much room that gives you? That's what we're going for. Look in, you got room. Off the brake, off the brake. Turning in early makes that corner tight. Take your time. You got 80 feet of track. It's all for you. We're the only people out here, so use it. Where are you going? Look in. You're driving fast. We've got good G, good top speed. But if your eyes stop moving, you're going to start guessing. Light brakes and look in. Start turning. Now, where's the next corner? We're already done with this one. You're throttling before a corner. Take your time. Very small brakes. Now start slowly releasing. And just steer. Nothing else. Just turning. Tighter, 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 tighter. Now throttle. Better. Stay wide. Start turning in. Keep accelerating. Keep going. Now light brakes. Now look in and turn. Release the brake and just steer. No throttle. Take your time. Take your time. Push out. Go. Still fun? Brakes. Stay left. Now ease off that brake. Slow hands. You're yanking and holding. Then we're sitting. So one motion in. Should be consistent pressure. Stay left. Brakes. Slow hands. Start turning. Tighter, 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 tighter. Perfect line. Throttle out. Doesn't that feel good? Lift. Slow hands. Way too soon. This is early. This is jumping the hill. That's running out of real estate. I got you. You've got good speed coming up to it. Do not give it away. Just take your time. Get back on line. You're getting off. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take a big breath. Throttle doesn't save you. Lift, hook in. Stay in it. You can't lift, keep going. Stay wide and just steer. No brakes, no pedals. Your speed's perfect. Turn, 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 turn. You are throttling way too early. You are sliding this car uncontrollably. Brake smooth. Stay wide. Turn in. Come off the brake. Do not touch the gas. Do not touch it. Do not touch it. Accelerate. There you go. Better. Stay left. Brake. Slowly release the brake and just steering. All the grips for steering. Nothing else. Now you can throttle. Back to the right, full throttle. Now lift, slow steering. Just turn. Tighter, 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 tighter. Accelerate. Brake hard. We are coming off the track here. Yellow cone, over to the right. Good. Better. I like it. There's a lot better numbers. We're kicking ass more than the Huracan.
Huh?
I had you for a car this morning. And for the end. I like seeing the improvement. It's good fun. Keep coming up. Turn in and be next to the white Porsche down there. So same thing. In theory, you have 100% of grip. Turn here 22. That's all you get. That's all you ever have. Stop right there. So, if you're using grip off the brake, steering, braking, acceleration. If you're trying to do two things, you can't be fast in one. You're giving some way to give something the other. So when you're on the straightaway, we're full throttle. All the grip's used for acceleration. At the end of it, you're slowing down. But the more you turn in, the more we want to come off the brakes, so we can use that time for steering.
I felt more off in this than I did the Huracan.
Yeah, we're a hell of a lot faster in this than the Huracan.
I know, but I had a good speed feel to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell it, but it's just there's like 2 or 3 laps that I just completely ruined it.
And same thing, and that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Because now at this point, you're not finding another 15-20 seconds off.
Second to last or whatever that was.
Yeah.
That I just joke for that one.
And because same thing, if you're trying to just keep pushing, if you have a bad corner and then suddenly you're offline for the next corner and then you try and drive through that, like if you don't take a breath and say, whoops, big breath, slow the speed down, get back on line, what corner am I at? Light brakes back into it. Okay, now I'm back, here's my speed to go. If you just keep trying to stay speed and you're off and then you get to the next corner, you're off, and the next corner you're on, like if you don't take the time to actually fix it and get back to where you should be, then each corner you're starting from a wrong place. Because then you're coming through it and you apex early and so you exit early and then you're on the wrong side of the track coming to the next one. And then you have to reach, like, it's just, you're stacking up on yourself. And then you start to tense up and then you start to sink, like, it'll build on you like crazy. I mean, that's a lot of speed, a lot of cornering G, to be, have just really, these quick, fast motions as you're trying to make these big corrections. You have nice car control, you have good speed, we're getting around, you're consistent, you're getting faster progressively, you're doing everything right. But the closer you get to the limit, your margin for error gets a lot smaller. So when you make a mistake, it is going to feel a little bigger deal. And if you don't make the right adjustment, it'll get you.
Trouble with that. I just lost I was good in the McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did very well, I think, as far as hitting spots.
Yeah.
But I got way off with this.
And the trick is, like I said, it's just, you wanted just this little early throttle. It comes from over braking a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. If you're,
it was whatever.
Yeah.
This not listening to you or the brain. I was basically just kind of my inner self was telling me to do stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
Yeah. And same thing. Yourself, like, that has kept you alive for however many years you're old. I mean, like, trusting your own gut and what you think is right, like I said, that's natural instinct because that's what we do. It's how we've stayed alive. So having someone else yelling or thinking of, well, I know in theory I should do this, it's like what you know is what you know. And so that's this gets hard, pushing this long for this many times. So it's not a big negative. Don't take it, because like I said, we're ripping. This will be one of your faster lap times. I didn't drive it in the McLaren, but I have. At least for this morning, we feel faster than the Huracan. So even though you feel like control, you are getting faster. But that's the thing. It's just because now the mistakes are there's no room to make a mistake.
Yeah, I did 59 and the 48.
Yeah.
That's my best.
And so here's the thing. It's that idea of if you're not sure what's going on, just be honest and think, what am I asking of the car? If I'm turning, just turn.
Yeah,
Use all
it was
turn,
once I got in the incorrect turns, whatever you want to call it, it was very hard to get back in the right. Once I got off, I couldn't correct myself, and it was very hard to.
And that's happened to me on bikes. And usually what I had to start doing, and it's what my coach had me do, if you have a big thing, just for one corner, half your speed. Just drop it way down so you're not worried about fast or losing or anything. You can just go, where am I at? How do I get here? Where's my line? Go through it. Okay, that's nice. Let's start to push. It just 5 seconds of not having to worry about, saving a car, of just, I'm okay, car's fine, where am I need to be, let me get back into it, because like I say, if once it's off, it is much harder to get back on at speed, because you're still just, fast, but now it's...
Things are happening too fast that you can't
and
readjust.
if you're off, you're in the wrong place. You've never seen the corner before.
I couldn't adjust because I was going...
fast.
Too fast.
Yeah. And same thing. So that's always my advice, just especially on a day-to-day where you're not competing, it's just you, take that moment, slow it down and go, okay, we're cool. I can get back into it. Where's my need to be? Start, but if you have to start, back to the beginning, just take 1 lap, 2 corners, half a lap, whatever. Just as much time you need to get that heart rate back down, get your eyes back to where they were, and then start pushing again. Because you're doing well. And this is the last car for the day, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to power this down and get this back to you. But yeah, when you take it in, you'll see, speeds, lap times, like you're doing well. You're getting faster, but this thing, but with speed, it does get more intense. And so if you have a heart, make sure you can always recenter yourself, because you're just going too fast not to. Make that happen, and you'll keep doing well. Because like I said, we're rock and rolling, man. It's all a good thing. Did you have any questions for me?
No.
All right. Well, I will say thank you again.
All right.
Good morning.